Hi, these are tips and tricks of your iPad 10th generation. And firstly, to unlock your iPad, you'll need to either swipe up from the lock screen till you see the passcode option, so you just need to enter your passcode, or there is an option to use Touch ID. So if you set Touch ID, you need to simply hold this power button with the right finger, so place the finger on the power button and the iPad unlocks. If you open any app and now you want to go to your home page, you just need to take a look at this line on the bottom and then swipe up really fast, and we just go back to the home page. Now, if you want to switch between recently used apps, you just need to move this line left or right like that to switch between recently used apps just like this. And to open recents, we would need to swipe up and hold the finger at the middle, and these are recently used apps. So we can close them just by swiping up like this. So swipe up your apps to close them from your recents. Now if you want to use two apps at the same time, which is split screen, you can make it right from your recents. For that, we can just hold any app and drag it onto another, and now split screen is made, so we can select it and use those two apps at the same time. Here, tap on the three dots, we can choose to slide over, and now messages are like a floating window which we can drag across the screen, and we can make it on a full screen so we can close another app, and we can close it from recents as well. Another option, you can just open any app from your docs, then swipe up really slowly to trigger docs again, and here choose another app and then drag it to the right or left side and drop it, and now split screen is made as well. Let's close this one, trigger docs again and hold it in the middle now, and now this app is like a overlay, so this is like a floating window which you can close then open by swiping left again and close it all like that. To trigger the control sensor, we need to swipe down from the upper right corner, and here we can adjust the display brightness, for example volume level, rotate screen, we can check our music tab, we can change the text size, enable or disable do not disturb mode here, switch to the second page, which is for music in my case, and third one for these essential tools such as Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, AirDrop, and so on. If you wanna enable AirDrop, for example, you just need to tap on it, choose any of these two options, for example everyone for 10 minutes, and now it is enabled because it's light up blue like that. You can also customize your control center if you just tap on plus. Here you can resize your controls, you can reorder them, just drag the corners to resize, and now you can see its name, and hold the icon and drag it like that to reorder your controls. And there is an option to add a control, so let's tap it, and here we can add something from the list such as timer, for example, and now you can see it in your controls. And to remove it, because I accidentally added two of them, we just need to tap minus, and now it's gone. If you want to capture something important, you can easily make a screenshot just with the help of two buttons, power button and volume up. So if you hold your iPad like that in a landscape view, then you can find volume up button right here and power button right here. So we will need to click them at the same time, and the screenshot is made. We can tap on it and we can use this pen, so we can draw something on the screenshot and simply edit it as we want. We can highlight important moments for us just like this. And of course we can tap here to scan text. We can share with this screenshot, so here you got some options, and here we can make it almost invisible just by dragging the slider. We can delete it right away, and of course we can save it to photos, files, quick notes, and so on. Let's save to photos, and this is how it works. Now to trigger Siri, you need to simply press and hold this power button, and here you can see Siri. You can ask Siri to make a call, to check the weather, and so on. Now, if you wanna restart or just power off your device, you need to simply hold the power and volume up buttons at the same time till you can see the slider to power off. You need to simply slide here to power off, and after that you need to hold just the power button to turn on your device, and then the passcode is required to unlock your device, so just don't forget to enter the passcode. And now let's talk about camera. Camera is now placed in the center, so if you go in your camera app and select front camera, you'll see that you are now in a center of the frame, which is pretty amazing. Finally, we are not in weird angles here, we are right in the center, and this is cool for calls, and if you're typing something, your finger is not gonna be shown on this picture, which is also pretty great. And during FaceTime calls, we got cool feature which is center stage. So as you can see, I'm moving and camera tries to capture me right in the center. So it's moving me to the center of the frame, which is pretty amazing. You can manually control this feature if you just swipe down from your upper corner to trigger the control center. Here you'll see your FaceTime, you need to tap on it. And now on the bottom you can see the center stage. You can tap on it to disable, and now the camera won't be moving and there is no problem to be not in the center. But if you enable this feature, you will be always in the center of the stage like that. Another cool tip for you guys is spoken content. So we can open Safari and this web page, and everything which is displayed on this web page will be said out loud with the help of this spoken content feature. And for that we need to swipe down with our two fingers. Now let's stop it, and this is how it works. We can tap here, and also we can switch to different speed, and here we can tap on the finger and manually search for the spoken content and disable this feature. This is pretty amazing. Another cool feature we got here is scan documents. So for that we need to find our Notes app. You can just find it in your docs or in the control center if you add it here, and you need to press and hold it like that and then select this option, scan document. So after that you need to position the document in view, so let me position mine, and from here we need to from auto switch to manual, and then you should see those orange lines, and when you're ready just press the camera shutter button, and this is the scanned document. So we can resize it to make it perfect shape. I'm gonna just remove my fingernail from this scanned document. We don't want this, right? So let's resize it, and after that we can retake it or keep this scan. Let's keep this scan, and this is how it looks. We can immediately save it to Notes, and here we can tap this arrow and choose save to files. We can copy it, we can share with the scanned documents, and we can rename it, of course. Now another cool feature is you can move different apps at once. So for that we will need to hold our first app like that till everything will be shaking, and then we can tap on another app like this. So here we can just go to another page, drop it there, and now all of the apps are moved to another page. Let's try this out one more time. I'm gonna hold the app, or let's hold another one and add some more to it, and then move it to the different page and drop it here. And this is pretty amazing. And also you can use your spacebar like a cursor, so here you just have to enter something and then press and hold the spacebar, and now you can simply go back, add a space, or you can delete something if you messed up. So just move the cursor like that back and forward and adjust your text. This is pretty cool. And the next thing, there are several ways for multitasking. I showed you some before, but there is more ways. So let's just open this app, for example, Safari, and now we can see those three dots on the top. We will need to tap on them. And from here, simply choose split view. And now choose another app, for example, Notes. And after that, you can use those two apps at the same time as we did before. Tap on the three dots, slide over, make it full screen, and close this app. But we can also trigger docs and choose the favorite app. So for example, let it be Photos. We just need to hold it and drop it here, but it replaced the previous one. So let me show you a different way. I'm gonna choose Messages, press and hold it. Let's try this out one more time. And now let's move it to the middle and drop it here. And now we can see those three apps. So we just did like an overlay. So we can use those two apps at the same time. And also we can use our third app, which is Messages. But you can add even more. So let's try this out. I'm gonna choose Calendar now. Let's add music as well. And let's add Messages as well. So now we can just swipe between those apps by swiping the line, so we can switch between them like that and use it like our mini iPhone. Also, you can swipe up this overlay and you can see it like recent, so you can swipe up to close some apps from here and leave only one. And now you can turn it back on by swiping right like that. And also you can swipe everything up and then swipe again to close this multitasking. And also we can go in our mail, here create new mail, and after that hit the button to send, and now we can undo this send. So just tap here and it will be undone. And also we can go in the settings. Here we would need to choose apps, and now we need to find our mail in the list. Let's use the search bar. And after that, we will need to scroll a bit and find this option, undo, send, delay, and choose a delay. So for example, we can select 30 seconds, or if you want to disable the scroll feature, just tap on the off, and now you won't be able to undo this action. And finally, if you forgot your password and want to share it with your friends, you can easily just find it in the settings in Wi-Fi, and here tap the info icon, and then you should tap on the password to unhide it. And as you can see, Touch ID is required, so simply place your finger and now the password is shown, so you can copy it, speak, and show your friends. And that's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, and comment. And I wish you all the best. Bye bye.